Thank you. You are amazing. Amazing, amazing. And of course, I had no idea what his song was going to be. And I was like, the bridge over troubled water. That's basically what my talk is about today. Breathe, pray, love. That carries you from one place to the other, does it not? It can, if you allow it to. I have a question for you. I really want you to think about this before you answer. How many of you breathe? I'm not seeing any hands. We better call 911. Okay, I was a little nervous there. Okay, I'm just going to know and trust that you are breathing. All right, I want to ask the question a little differently. How many of you breathe? Okay, hey, I like that. More hands went up on the second question. The conscious breath is very different than us just breathing, but it's good to just breathe at times because sometimes that's about all we can do, if we can even do that. Sometimes things take our breath away in a good way, and sometimes in not such a good way. And in those moments when it doesn't feel so good and we're not sure what to do, what do we do? And what I offer you this morning is basically some items, if you will, to carry with you along your journey. We're in the season of Advent right now, and really I like to think of Advent as an adventure, and that's really where that word is derived from. And it really means, Advent is really about Christian faith and whatnot, and those who follow this teaching, to think of the arrival of Christ, the birth of a Christ consciousness. In metaphysics, that's how it would be expressed, a coming of Christ. So I looked up the word adventure, because I think we all have a sense of what that word means. And what I found, truly, was adventure is, yes, about the expectation of something coming. About the expectation of something that is yet to arrive. But what they put in with adventure was a fact that sometimes it can be risky. Sometimes it can be dangerous. Sometimes it might be that you're embarking on something of a questionable nature. Am I the only one who has embarked on something sometimes of a questionable nature? I hope not, because there are times when I have made some choices and taken a step off my path that has led me to a place where I'm going, what were you thinking? How did you get here? I like to call it the awe of distraction. You like that? Something has pulled me off my path. And in life, there are many things to be in awe about. But you get to decide what you want to do with that moment, where you want it to carry you, where you want it to take you. We hear that life is a journey, it's not a destination. And as spiritual beings having a human experience, we often find ourselves over troubled water, looking for the bridge. It's almost like who moved my cheese? Well, in this case, it might be who moved my bridge. Where can I find my bridge? What is my bridge? Have I prepared myself for this journey that I have chosen to embark on? Am I prepared? Breathe, pray, love. There's a whole lot contained in those three words. Those have you, what I would consider, pretty well prepared, pretty well equipped for your journey. I have a confession to make. I love to watch the Weather Channel. Anybody else? Please, one hand. Thank you, Ray. Oh, I was concerned.
My mother, big time.
Okay, good, Marilyn. All right, that's great. For me, it's just kind of fascinating. And I used to think when I was younger and my father would talk about the weather all the time, and it seemed like older people always talked about the weather. And I thought, oh, no. Oh no. I turned 61 this past summer and I thought, oh goodness, I'm really enjoying the Weather Channel. I'm in trouble. Is that the forecast of things to come? I certainly hope not. But it's a good forecast, is it not? You better believe it is. But what I love about the Weather Channel is this time of year especially, people are traveling. Not even this time of year, but we've had, typhoons, we've had hurricanes, we've had blizzards, we've had avalanches, we've had, you name it, tsunamis. Something's always going on. That kind of sounds like life, right? But the Weather Channel is really good. They've gotten really techie now. They've got this new set on there. See, I'm really watching the Weather Channel and all the changes they've made. And they're always helping people to be prepared for whatever it is that's coming. And I heard a story that was so cool. There was this woman in Utah, actually, who decided to go skiing. And there was those things called avalanches that happen. All right? Sometimes life can feel like an avalanche, that things are closing in on you. And you can't run fast enough, or in her case, ski fast enough probably to get out of the way. But what she had, and this was so cool, and I thought, well, if I was somebody who snow skied, I'd want to go get one. I think when Cheryl and I go to Canada, maybe I need to get one of those when we go on a journey in the snow. But it was the coolest backpack because it was inflatable. That's kind of like a flotation device on the airplane, right? You know, that's cushion, and they tell you grab the flotation device, or when somebody throws you a lifesaver in the water. But this woman had this backpack. And when the avalanche started happening, she knew what to do. She was prepared because I think somebody probably might have thought she went on an adventure that was of a questionable nature. But for her, it was what she wanted to do. She wanted to live life like right here. Like they say, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. So for some people, that's a wonderful thing. It's exhilarating. So she had this backpack, and the avalanche happened. Poof, it inflated. And it created a space. It created a space. And not only did she have the backpack, she had like a beacon thingy for a homing device. So they knew how to find her. You all have that homing device within you right now. You are already found at any time when you feel lost on the journey. When you feel like the avalanche is happening and life is closing in on you, it created a space for her to do what? Breathe. She wasn't suffocated. She had a space, and I would call it a space of grace. That you knew her backpack, she had angels in that backpack. The air inflated your breath. It will carry you exactly where it is you are called and led to go. Did you know that your breath is also called inspiration, exhalation? The word inspiration is what? Inspire, inspirare. And when I looked it up even further, it means divine guidance. So every time you breathe, what happens? If you're taking a conscious breath, and it's intentional, and you're connecting to Source, you are guided in that moment. I know 12 years ago, it was around Christmas time actually, when I was told I might have breast cancer. And my file got lost somewhere. I'd had the mammogram in October that year, and some person happened to call me, perchance, sometime in November, and said, oh, by the way, did the doctor ever call you about your mammogram? And I said, no, I never heard anything, so I thought I was great. Guess what? Well, you need to go get another one. I was like, okay. And time was of the essence for me, so I wanted to move through that very quickly. And bottom line was Christmas Eve was as early as they could get me in to do a biopsy. So I did my biopsy on Christmas Eve. Life was happening. I wished I had known then what I know now. How many times have you heard yourself say that same thing? I wish I knew then what I know now. Would that make a difference in your life? What are you doing right now, today, with what you already know? Are you still saying the same thing? Well, I wish I knew then what I know now. What do you know now? What did I know then? I really wasn't sure. All I knew was I needed to go get a biopsy and I needed to get it done as quickly as possible because I needed to move on with my life. I was on a journey, and it was taking me into a place I really didn't want to go. Breathe, pray, love. Breathe, pray, love. So I'm going to invite you to breathe with me consciously right now. I brought my bowl today. I have much to share from this bowl. We all do. And what I'm going to do is tap this bowl very intentionally to allow you to tap into your breath. So I will tap the bowl and just breathe for a moment. Okay? Allow your breath to become you. It is you. From the moment you took your first breath, you were inspired. Feel life moving through every cell in your body right now. Feel love. Feel peace. Wholeness and vitality coursing through every fiber of your being. Just breathe. And when you are ready, find your way back gently as we move from the breath and allow it to carry us into that place of prayer. That place where we connect even more deeply and fully. And there are many different ways to pray. In unity teachings and in metaphysical teachings, science of mind, we play and we pray. That's kind of what we do. From a place of knowing. Affirmative prayer, which is very different than I suspect what most of us grew up with. For myself, I grew up with the beseeching, pleading, bargaining kind of prayer like, oh God, please help me. Help me now. Get me out of this place. I promise, if you help me just this one more time, I'll do better. I'll do better. And I'm not knocking, I'm not dismissing people who pray from that place. So please know that as I say that. I'm speaking for myself today. But I can tell you, when I went for that biopsy, I was doing more of the, oh dear God, please don't let this be cancer. I do not have time for this right now. I'm too busy. A breath? Are you kidding? I didn't know what a breath was. All I was trying to do was hang on to my breath and pray that I was going to be all right. They say that life is measured by the moments that take your breath away. Or not measured by the moments that take your breath away, however it goes. But what I'm offering to you is today is to connect more fully with the breath. You are the very breath of life itself. So as we breathe and we move into prayer, and we know that we all pray differently, I like what Meister Eckhart has to say. If thank you was the only prayer I ever prayed, it would be more than enough. On that Christmas Eve, I couldn't really say thank you. But what I have done and what I have committed to in my life, and I invite you to take a look at your life, where you are right now and where you want to go. Are you finding yourself in the awe of distraction? Squirrel, and we're off over here. Or can you come back over here to the path and say, this is where I want to go? And I'm going to be guided by that. It's up to you. I pray. And when I pray, as we sing here, I feel my heart go deeper. I feel my heart go deeper into my God. The God of your understanding. That infinite intelligence that guides you in every moment. If you are open, if you're breathing, if you're alive. If you're tapped into that channel that is always guiding you, no matter what. No matter what. There are no exceptions. And the beauty of it is, as I sit here, as I stand here and look at everybody, it's such an amazing thing to know that no matter how differently we do it, that we are still one. We come together in that collective place with all of our differences, with all of the diversity, with all of the many faces of God, the textures and the colors, the vibration. Fantastic. And this time of year during the holidays, we seem to focus on trying to make them special. Why do we not do that the rest of the year? We can be very intentional about the holidays. What about the rest of the year? That every day is a holiday. That every day is a holy day. However you define that for you. Isn't that awesome to know that you can do that at any time? At any time. So when I pray, I connect more deeply. People often think of prayer as talking to God, and then you hear his meditation is listening. However you do it, it's okay. Whatever is right for you. This is why you're here in your lifetime, is what I believe, to learn and to grow and to find out what is it that brings you closer to what? Not the destination, but brings you back to you. What do we hear? That which you are seeking is seeking you all the time. You are already home in that breath. That prayer brings you back. And it anchors you in. So that no matter what, in any moment, I breathe. My breath is my prayer. It's a portal. And it moves me from this place to this place, like that bridge that Michael sang about, over those waters, over whatever it is that me in my humanness is seeing as whatever it is I'm seeing. We can call it the illusion, I don't care, whatever you call it, but in that moment it can appear very real. And we know it in our humanness. So connect through prayer. Choose to make it become a practice. It's, we're in the season of gifting. Regift yourself prayer. You had it when you came in. Regift yourself your breath. You had it when you came in. It was already there. You are it. Share your gifts with each other. Whether you celebrate Christmas or not, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, it makes no difference. Celebrate, enjoy, breathe, pray, love. Breathe. If I ask the question now, how many of you breathe? I would love to know that every hand would go up and that you are more conscious than ever and you're making a choice to do that all the time, in every moment, to become conscious. Your body's going to breathe anyway for as long as you have chosen to be in this lifetime on this planet, is what I believe. Your body is wise. What is in you right now already knows exactly what it is you need in every moment. Sometimes the holidays are not always the easiest for some people. It can be very difficult. For me, I tried to turn that Christmas experience around. In fact, after I had the biopsy, you know where I was on Christmas Eve? I was sitting here at the candlelight service with my body packed in ice because I wanted to be here. I wanted to immerse myself in an energy of love, of celebration, no matter what. You can do that in your life about anything at any time. It's a gift you give yourself. So when the holidays are feeling difficult at times, whether it's finances, it could be family, it could be health, it could be whatever it is, breathe. Pray. Love. So when you move from that place and energy and space of prayer and you move into love, oh my, you probably find yourself breathing even more deeply, even more fully. Breathe. Pray. Love. And when you move into the love that you already are, what do you find? I offer to you this holiday season to find that place of unconditional love. Unconditional love. Without judgment, without anything that gets in the way of pure love. When you were offered that first breath, when you came in as an infant and incarnated into this body, you were love in that moment. Our breath, our prayers, our love bring us back to a place of remembering, reawakening, rebirthing with the next breath and the next breath and the next breath, moment by moment. Breathe. Pray. Love. And it doesn't have to be a heavy, a serious thing like, okay, I got to go breathe now. I got to go pray now. I'm supposed to love. It's your natural design. And we get in the way. We get in the way and we trip all over ourselves, and then there's another squirrel over here. I mean, I don't label myself ADD because I don't go for labels, just like I don't like the word survivor for cancer. I say I'm a thriver. That's the word I pick. But I got some ADD stuff going on. But you know what? I've allowed myself to know it's okay to be distracted. It's okay to come over to a place over here just to remind myself that's not what I had in mind, and I need to come back over here. Because each and every one of us deal with something, whatever the case may be. I've learned to bless it and to use it as a positive in my life, and to know that all is well, even when Jeanie is having a moment of distraction. Maybe I need to put another word in front of it and call a moment of divine distraction, so that I won't be in my place of beating myself up for like, how did I get here? Because I think that's what we do too at times on the journey. That's why I say to you, unconditional love, that no matter what, you know that you are loved and that you are love at any time, anywhere. This is about you honoring your path and honoring the path of others. Love. The question I do my best to ask myself in the midst of the storm or the avalanche or life happening, even for myself, especially because we know it begins with us. What would love look like here? What would love look like here? What do I need to do for me in this moment that can bring me just a little bit closer? One breath closer. One moment closer. When something happens outside in my world out here, and I'm challenged in a moment, whatever it may be, I ask myself, what would love look like here? And if I find that I'm having difficulty knowing what that is, that's a clue. That's a clue for me to say, you know what, Jeanie, you might want to take a look at the practice that you have right now, or take a look at the backpack that you have right now. A lot of people who've attended my workshops and classes and who work with me privately know that I'm big on your spiritual toolbox. What's in your toolbox? Kind of like that thing, what's in your wallet? What's in your backpack as you continue on your journey? What have you equipped yourself with so that no matter what you encounter on that journey, you are more than well equipped? You've got your inflatable backpack. You've got your homing device. You've got your breath to bring you back to home base. You've got prayer. And you are love already. So you don't have to go anywhere to seek that. It's already within you. Breathe. Now, the next time you see somebody at this church, I want you just to stand there and be with them for a moment. Just be with them for a moment. And notice, are you breathing? Are they breathing? We're breathing the same air, right? It's like, ooh, I don't know if I want to know that or not. Kind of, are we really that one? Is that namaste stuff? Like I see the God in you and you see the God in me and we're all breathing the same oxygen? Ooh, it's okay. It's okay. So your higher self recognizes love. So when you breathe, my friend Don Simmons, GB Squared, he's been here many times with the bowls. And Don is an amazing man. He founded ISTA, and Unity North now has their sound ministry. And Don, 2 words, just breathe. When you don't know anything else to do, just breathe. And here at Unity North, we continue to grow as community. We continue to encounter things that have us stop and try to catch our breath. Your breath is already there. There's nothing for you to catch. You are the catch. God has your back. The divine is always operating in, around, and through you in any moment. So what are you going to do? What am I inviting you to do this holiday season? As you go out there and people are out there cutting you off in traffic, or the lines are so long, or you're dealing with a situation, like I said earlier, that is really tugging at your heart, really tugging at your soul. 3 simple things. Breathe, pray, and love. Like as a child, we learned how to cross the road. What did we do? Stop. Look. Listen. As an adult, even when we're acting like a child, breathe, pray, love. And when you do that, you'll be amazed at what happens. That's my gift to you this morning. I share it with you. I'm delighted that you are here. It's fun to be back up here to speak to you. I speak at other places now. You'll see me here maybe occasionally. I don't really know. That's in God's hands. But all I know is in this moment is all that matters. So I breathe with each and every one of you this morning. I pray with you, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you.